Well, hello, Morency. My name is Mr. Hilbert, and today we're going to be looking at, I'm thinking fidget spinners. Let's see if we can get that up here on the board here. So these things are called fidget spinners. And basically a fidget spinner it's a distraction. It's a device that you use to fill around with your in your hands and burn off some extra energy or extra tension. It's sort of like a stress ball or something like that, but with bearings and mechanical parts instead of squishy stuff. So there are a couple basic designs I'm looking at right now. There's this sort of three-axis option, and let's see if I can get the shape vaguely correct here. So you've got this sort of three axis here. There's an axis of rotation here, another one coming down through here, or an axis of symmetry, I guess would probably be the better option. And then coming down through here is this other axis. And so we've got bearings here. And honestly, it looks like from the pictures I'm looking at least, there are usually two different types of bearings. This one here will be, from what I can tell, an open or unsealed bearing, and then these three here will be a sealed bearing. And by the way, these are usually like roller skate bearings. And I just butchered that. But roller skate bearings, you get the general idea. So that's the three-axis version. And then we have something that's a sort of a single-axis version. It'll usually have three different bearings in it. And everything will be aligned in a single axis of symmetry. So like that, and then they'll have some sort of connecting between it. Like that. And so the idea here is you put your finger at that center point and you can spin it around one way and spin around the other way and sort of catch it between your fingers and screw around with it that way. And so this would be a single axis. Let's call this a tri-axis. Now, TRY. This will be a single axis. And then we could do like a short single axis. I think might work out really well. We'll come over here and we'll demonstrate this. And then we'll look at a side view because I think that would be a little fairly informative as well. So the idea behind most of these drawings here is to figure out what we could do and to explore what we think would work well before we go ahead and start prototyping them or creating them. So for instance, this would be a really good project for the 3D printer, and then if I really liked it, we could consider making something out of, say, steel or brass or even wood, really. So this, we'll call this a short single axis. All right. And again, rings. Alright, so I've got those. Let's see if there are any other interesting ways of doing this. Or no, I promised you guys a side view, so we're going to go ahead and look at a side view. So really, they're fairly basic from the side. I'll do this short single axis here. And I suppose we should probably define the materials that would make this out of in notation as well, just so we know what it is we're working with. So here are our bearings. This is plastic. Wood. Brass. You could make one out of steel, although that would start these two would be really heavy options. The reason I put a question mark by the steel is brass, wood, plastic, those are all fairly easy materials to work with. Steel would require a little bit more, at least it would require more in terms of the amount of time and effort spent machining things out. It would be the same process as doing the brass, but the brass is a much softer material, so it doesn't eat up things as much. All right, so we've got a couple of those. There are a couple other things that look good here. So those have been sort of the round shape. We have a couple of them looking at that are sort of triangular. So let's go ahead and see if we can sort of work that into at least one of these. And since most of my audience are students, what I'm going to say is if you are one of these overly twitchy types who tends to get in trouble and you know, needs a distraction or some sort of quiet distraction or something to sort of occupy your hands while you're at school, this might be a good idea for you simply because it's quiet. You can screw out with your hand while you're paying attention in class, of course, and it would give you something to do, and your teachers might be less likely to want to strangle you. So here we go. We've got there. So this one's actually got 4 bearings. It's basically a version of this tri-axis. So we'll call this triangle. The triangle is tri-axis. And it looks basically like a throwing star. This would not work as a throwing star, so don't even think about trying it. It wouldn't be a good idea. So here we have a bunch of different fidget spinners, which I think would be a really cool project to work on, maybe with the 3D printer, and then maybe with like the wood shop or something like that. If you're interested in this project, please let me know. And of course, go ahead and like and subscribe over in this general area, and watch more videos over here. And by all means, please leave additional comments in the comment section below, letting me know what you think I should do in the future. This has been Mr. Hilbert. Have a great day.